Good morning, Bob. Good afternoon, everybody. Glad to see you here. So let's get started. Today we're going to talk about iOS 16 features, or I should say feature, which is dictation. This is GoFor Lunch for March 14th, 2023, brought to you by GoFor Technology. I'm your proud host, Roger Harmon. And if you're a first timer here, just type new in the comments so that we can get to know you. And we're here today to make your technology work for you. This is the Pi Day edition of GoFor Lunch. So today is the third month and the 14th day, which happens to be 3.14, which is the mathematical pi. So what you might want to do is do a search on the internet for Pi, P-I, Day 2023, and you'll get all sorts of results from national restaurants that are giving special deals today. It seems like the pizza industry has taken over Pi Day. It used to be Pi Day was about apple and cherry pie, but now it seems to be about pizza. And then if you want some local deals, here's some pot pies at Cheddar's. And then we have Sydney's Sweet Shop out on Tanque Verde, who are going to give you a $3.14 off on a whole pie. And then we have the brewery here that is introducing a new beer flavor in their sour series called Strawberry Rhubarb Shortcut. So I'm a big fan of strawberry rhubarb pie. So I don't know, I may have to go out and check that out. And then Neater's is offering a $15 raspberry cream cheese pie. And here's another brewery, 1912 Brewery, and they're offering a pie beer release. So lots of things to do on Pi Day, including sauce. So here we are with iOS 16. A feature today is dictation. So dictation has improved in iOS 16. Of course, that's the hands-free way of entering text. And all you do is tap on the microphone when you have a keyboard up, which is located in the lower right-hand corner, and it looks something like this. So you just tap on the microphone and start talking. But something to remember when you're dictating, that you need to make sure that your settings for the keyboard are all correctly adjusted. So you can do that by launching any app and pull up a keyboard and then tap and hold on the emoji icon in the lower left-hand corner of the keyboard. Or if you have more than one keyboard, it will be a globe. So let's see how that works. So here we are on our iPhone with our new setup, so you can see what I'm doing and you can see the actual iPhone as well as the screen share of the iPhone. So we're going to go into Notes by hitting Search. There's Notes. So I've already prepared a page for our dictation demonstration. And then here in the lower right hand corner I have a globe because I have more than one keyboard. So I touch and hold that, and up here at the top we have keyboard settings. So I made this type large so you can easily read it. So these are things that you can set up. So you'd want auto capitalization on all these things here. You want on, which means the switch is showing green here on the right. And then of course you want enable dictation on and auto punctuation, which is one of the new features we're going to talk about. And you probably want spell checking up and predictive typing, which just means that it's going to guess at what you're trying to say and suggest words that are appropriate. Slide to type is when you just slide your finger around the keyboard to type. Takes a little practice, but it works pretty well. And you can even do emoji stickers. So those are the settings you want to make sure that are there. So when you're dictating, you want to have a mindset of your brain being in gear before you put your mouth in motion. In other words, think of what you're going to say before you hit the button, the microphone button. That way it will come out a lot better. So some of these features will only work on iPhone XS or later, and those are iPhones that were introduced in 2019 or since then. So there's a lot of commands that you can say while you're dictating, and you can do things like new line, new paragraph, capitalize the next word, caps on, caps off, all caps, make the next word uppercase. You can say period or full stop. You can also say dot or point. And you can say ellipsis or dot, 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 comma, quote or quotation mark. You can say quote to begin a quote and end to end a quote, or close quote to end the quote. Apostrophe, exclamation point, and you can do inverted exclamation point, question mark, inverted question mark, ampersand, asterisk, open parentheses, close parentheses, there it is, open bracket, close bracket, dash or hyphen. So you can see there's lots of things you can do here to add to your dictation. Of course, dollar sign, cent sign, and you can go to foreign currencies. This is the euro, the pound, and the yen. And you can do the degree sign to do temperature, carat, the @ sign, pound sign, greater than sign, less than sign. And the last but not least, the forward and backslash and the vertical bar. So these are some of the commands that you can use to get these different symbols and punctuation while you are dictating. So what's new in dictation? Well, the big feature is the fluid transition between touch and voice input. So iOS 16 allows you to dictate and then touch the keyboard or the text and type for a little while, and then you can just start talking again, start dictating again, and that way you can switch between either without disabling the other one. So it's called intelligent input, and that's the automatic addition of punctuation such as commas, periods, punctuation marks, and the things we just reviewed when you're dictating text. And you can seamlessly switch to keyboard input, and when you want to start dictating again, you just start talking. So let's see how that works. So we're going to go back to our iPhone here and wake it up. And we're going to go into Notes. So here's our page. So down here in the lower right hand corner is the little microphone. So I'm going to put my brain in gear, before I put my mouth in motion. You can now dictate and pause to use the keyboard and then resume dictation. So you saw a little spell correction there. And I just start talking again, and it just picks up. So that is the great new feature to let you interchangeably dictate and type. You can also do emojis. Smiley face emoji, eagle emoji, heart emoji, OK emoji, check mark emoji. So that's kind of handy. Asterisk. Pound sign. So as you can see, you have a lot of flexibility there. So to turn off dictation, you can manually close the dictation function. So when you tap on your screen, you see the little microphone icon that came up right there. Yep, you got to be quick. So that's another way to close the dictation function, or you can exit the page or tap outside the text field. Or you can just stop talking for a few seconds and it'll time out. So where can you use dictation? So you can do it for messages when you're doing a text. You can do it in notes like we just demonstrated, reminders, email. And you can also use Siri. So you can say things like, and we'll just do this on the iPhone. Hey Siri, start a note. Thank you for watching. Okay, so Siri, cancel.
Done.
So you notice there that I didn't have to say, hey, S-Lady. I just said S-Lady's name, and so I'm trying to find the note. So what happened is that my HomePod in the living room picked up what I was saying instead of the iPhone. So, but I heard her say, Let's see here. There we go. So there's the note that she created when I said start a note. That was a little rough. Of course, all the time I was preparing for this and talking to my iPhone, the HomePods didn't answer. So Murphy's Law. You can also ask Siri to text somebody by just saying tell and that person's name. Hey Siri, tell Bob Wood thanks for joining.
To Bob Wood, thanks for joining. Send it.
Yes.
Done.
Okay, now we're cooking with all burners. So you can also do a reminder by saying remind me. You can launch apps, for example. Hey Siri, launch the weather app. So there we are, a beautiful day in the neighborhood. High of 79. And so Bob Wood said, hi, Roger. Okay. So you can also initiate a phone call. So we'll go back to our iPhone. Hey Siri, call Bob Wood mobile on speakerphone.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, thank you for demonstrating. Goodbye. So there you have it. And you could say something like, where is the closest coffee? Hey Siri, where is the closest coffee?
One option is Barista del Barrio on North Grande Avenue in Tucson, about 2 miles to your north, and it gets 5 stars on Yelp. Is that the one you want?
Directions.
Directions to where?
Barrio Coffee.
Getting directions to Barista del Barrio.
So there you have it. So hopefully that's given you some ideas about how you can use dictation more effectively now in iOS 16. If you haven't already, please put any questions or comments in the comment section here on YouTube. And if you don't mind, share the Gopher Gazette, which comes to you every Monday morning about 7 o'clock with anybody you know that uses Apple devices. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Just click on that little subscribe button down below. You have to be signed into YouTube to do that. And speaking of YouTube, because we have now 100 subscriptions, thank you everybody for subscribing. We now have our custom URL, which is youtube.com @ don't forget the @ Gopher Technology, all one word. So now you can easily just type that in, or you could dictate it and get right to our website to see some of our past programs. So let's see who all is here. We have Leslie Ann, and she's a fan of Sydney's Best Pies. She says they're the best pies ever. I haven't been there, but maybe I'll go there today. I actually have an appointment out in that area. And Deb, glad to see you back. And Bob says, love the new way to show the phone screen and the phone being touched. Well, thank you, Bob. It was kind of an inspiration I came up with today to make it more clear what I was doing. And so Leslie was not a fan of saying, okay, it doesn't look like my software is going to let. Oh, thanks for the thumbs up. If you don't mind, give me a thumbs up. That helps YouTube show this to other people. Okay, so Diana. Thank you, Diana. Let's see if we can get Leslie. Okay, so she's doesn't like to say, hey, S-Lady. And so Deb says the weather app on my iPad that's sitting here just launched. Yeah, that's a hazard when you're demonstrating the yes lady that everybody's S lady responds. So yeah, Leslie Ann, I think Siri only opens when you say hey. I think what happens is once you open Siri, it continues to listen for any follow-up requests. So I think that's what happened with me, is it was already open. And Bob mentioned that the closest coffee was in the kitchen. Yep, I have some kitchen coffee right here. And it's pretty good. Yep, Bob is the clever guy. And Susan agrees with Bob. And Doriana says, are all the signs automatic, or you have to select the ones to use? So that's a very good question. It's just the common signs that are automatic. So period and comma, and I think I made it do an exclamation point. So when you say a sentence that sounds like it's an explanation, then the machine learning built into the iPhone will add an exclamation point. But those other symbols and punctuation, you have to say them. So it's only just two or three that will be automatic. But that makes your dictation easier because you don't have to, do the period at the end of every sentence. Well, good afternoon, Jack. Glad to see you here. So hopefully that was a good explanation of how we do that, how we do dictation on iOS 16. If there's any other topics about iOS 16 or anything else that you'd like to know more about, please let me know. You can email me or you can call me, and that information is coming up as we close out this GoFor Lunch, and wish you all a happy Tuesday. Happy Pi Day.